Betrayal. Broken and violated trust. It's such a really hard thing to navigate and work on your healing and recovery. And you feel so alone, so shattered, so broken. I don't know about you, but I had people that would tell me, well, just get over it. Like, you should be able to just move on. And believe me, I tried. And I'm sure you would like to just get over it too. It's not quite that easy. With betrayal, so many things have been violated. Your trust, your self-confidence, your worth. And how could I have lived with this person for so many years and not even known that this was going on? Whether it was pornography or infidelity and all of the crazy making and gaslighting and minimizing and blaming and shaming. Or I must have done something wrong. Or maybe if I just looked prettier, if I didn't have these, problems or issues that I've been trying to work through. That shame spiral that we get stuck in drags us down. And it's a way for us to cope, to be able to try to fix things. When we have D-Day, it really does feel like somebody just pulled that rug right out from under us. The brain fog and the fatigue. Another challenge with betrayal trauma is finding support, people that understand betrayal. And it's really helpful if we can find someone who not only understands betrayal, they also understand those that are struggling with sexual misbehaviors or the inability to, control themselves sexually. And sometimes that's a challenge. And some of you might have been put in a position where, you've been told that your husband's acting out, viewing the pornography just isn't a problem. And that is, you're the problem. And whoa, does that hit hard? We have these values and standards. We thought our spouse had these values and standards, and we found out that they don't have the same values. They've broke those promises and commitment to be, faithful to you and committed to you. There's so much uncertainty. What are you going to do now? A lot of times, we struggle for quite a while before we reach out for help. And then there's so much shame and uncertainty if we can trust anybody when we do reach out, or if we're going to be told, well, you did something, you must have made him mad. I think most of us women have tried a lot of things and it still didn't help, and it didn't make it better. And sometimes it even made it worse.
If you're finding this video helpful or want to help us reach others in need, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it really supports our channel. Thank you.
Glad that you have found Worth. Worth is such a great place for healing and recovery. For me, it was just a lifesaver because I felt everywhere I turned, people were saying all the wrong things and really turning it almost back onto me. I didn't have anybody safe to turn to. I was so grateful when I was put into Worth because people understood what I was going through. I felt validated, I felt heard and understood. And although the other stories that I heard were very sad and often traumatic, I realized that I wasn't the only one going through this, that there are a lot of other women that are struggling with betrayal trauma. And finding a place of safety where they could share their story and pour out their heart for their struggles and the things that are so hard and confusing, and to find safety and comfort. Find women who gather the tools and resources that are needed to help to be able to continue to navigate the challenges and learn how important it is to do self-care for ourselves, have self-compassion, that really is key for us to be able to heal and recover from betrayal trauma. And that self-compassion is also key for healing from trauma, as is safety. And so if you're struggling and you felt like you've turned to a lot of different places and you haven't been able to find the support, I would encourage you to join a Worth group. And yeah, it is scary and it is vulnerable sharing your story with people that you don't know. Recovering from trauma, it's important to do some of your healing within a group so that you can learn to regulate yourself when you're hearing really hard stories. And so then you can learn to regulate yourself and be vulnerable when you're sharing your story. Sometimes there's a vulnerability hangover with that, where you feel really bad and you're like, oh, I didn't like that. Do I want to do that again? And the more you tell your story and the more you show up and you hear the other stories and you gather the tools and resources and you implement those into your life each day, you really are going to make progress. And all those little things do add up, and it helps you to be able to go from that victim and just feeling like you're so desperate and surviving to being able to gain some self-confidence and improve your self-esteem, rebuild your self-worth, remember who you are and that you are of worth and you have so much to offer. One thing with trauma, it does take time. It does take consistency with implementing tools and showing up for yourself every day. And when things don't go so well and maybe you just fell apart, learning to have some self-compassion for yourself. That this grieving process, when you're healing from betrayal trauma, it is heavy. You have survived. You are alive. You're moving forward. You are showing up for yourself by doing some research and finding some resources and help and support so that you can feel joy again, can trust again. So allowing yourself time to be able to invest in yourself will pay off. It will be worth it because you are worth it. You are worth and you are enough right where you are, broken and shattered. And I hear you and I see you and you can do this and know you're loved, and just take that step to work on your healing and recovery, no matter how hard it is, because it's much easier to make this journey when you've got some support rather than trying to do this on your own.